Hi everyone. I'd like to talk about the fact that the newspapers rarely give good statistics in relation to COVID. Statistics are important to give the public, but too many will confuse. Uh, the public seems to be mathematically illiterate, though that can't be the case because some of these statistics are pretty simple. You only need a primary school education to understand them. Now, fewer than 1,800 people have died in 2 years in Australia. Now that's regrettable, but it's a small number when we have a population of nearly 26 million. Uh, and half of those people probably were on their last legs anyhow. We don't want people to die earlier than they should, but 1,800 is a small number. No one under 9 or under has died. Very few people, 50, 60, have died under 40. Healthy people under 60 generally don't die. That's what we find out. Now, the other thing is that in comparison to other illnesses, which aren't infectious, by the way, COVID is a poor second or third or fourth. 136 people on average die of cancer each day. About 118 die of cardiorespiratory diseases. 434 people die on average a day in Australia. That's over 160,000 a year. People who do die, there are other viruses, there are other illnesses out there, and some of them are more deadly. The vaccination of people, children, is a crime. It's child abuse. As no one under 10 has died, why would you give a vaccine? Things that older people may need are not necessarily things younger people need. I'm not against vaccination, but the problem with this current vaccination is that it's different. We don't know the long-term effects. It's been rushed through. Vaccinations take well over 5 years to test properly. We now learn that the Chinese vaccination is closer to the old type vaccinations. I just don't know why the government hides basic stats from us. The other thing that's puzzling is even if you've had 3 jabs, you can be just as much a carrier and disperser and an infector as someone that who hasn't had any jabs at all. There's some debate about how long, if you've had COVID, are you protected because you've got natural immunity? But it seems to be longer than the protection offered by the needle vaccinations. And it seems to be more powerful. Now, like any research, there are papers that are for and against things, but at the present time, it seems that the scientists agree natural immunity through having the infection is much stronger than the needle vaccinations. That's why Djokovic should have been let in the country. He had the illness or the COVID about nearly a month ago, and that gives him better immunity than a vaccination. Now that should all be checked out, but it's very strange. There's a lot of contradictory aspects to the managing of the whole situation. It's very hard for governments, supposedly in Australia, to change their trajectory, even if the trajectory has been proven to be wrong. I personally think we're suffering from mass hysteria in Australia and all over the world, but it's worse in Australia. And one has to ask oneself, why is the panic? Why is the fear worse in Australia? Thank you.